clarify something really quick. We just got done putting the targets together, so got a class note this weekend for concealed carry. There's been a couple incidents that's been occurring in our area. I'm not sure what's going on around the country, if it's just here. I'm sure it's going along everywhere. There's a group of teenage kids that will go into fast food restaurants or stores and they'll yell out, "I've got a gun," as they're leaving the store. They think it's hilarious. Well, I've had a lot of people tell me that if that happened, they're going to draw their firearm and they're going to hold that person at gunpoint until police get there. I'm going to give you one: don't. That's the one thing, if I can get through to you, do not pull your firearm unless you have a legitimate fear and you can see the threat. If somebody just yells, "I have a gun," you can see their hands, you can see where they're moving. Be ready. Move to a place of cover. Move your family. People need to move out of the way. But if you don't see a legitimate threat, and I'm not saying you have to wait for the gun to be pulled and pointed at you or the round fired off. If you don't have a legitimate fear of loss of life or serious bodily injury, your stand your ground laws in every state is the same. It's not going to work for you. So if you see these kids yelling out, "I've got a gun," research the laws. I've seen a lot of responses. That's an automatic felony. That's a federal charge. It's not. It's not. It's at best, if somebody got hurt running because they made a statement like that, they could get a felony charge on them, but not likely. It's going to be a disturbing the peace case. And if you look in Idaho code, just because we feel that somebody should be charged with something, we can't just charge them with it without having an actual code. We can't say, "Well, I don't agree with that, so they need to be charged criminally. They need to be a felony." Brandishing a firearm in the state of Idaho is a misdemeanor. And it's got to be in the presence of two or more people. And so just because somebody pulls a gun out doesn't mean that's an automatic felony. If they make a threat towards somebody with that firearm, now we're talking a different story. If somebody just pulls their weapon out and exposes it, displays it in an angry manner, if you're in an argument and they put their gun in their hand, but they don't point it at anybody, they don't threaten anybody with it, they just pull it out. Well, that's a misdemeanor. It's just what it is. Don't pull your gun on somebody unless you know there's an actual threat. It's just the safest way of going. The other one is property. People they have this old belief that if you break in my house, I can shoot you. You can't. Unless you have these elements involved, which is I was in legitimate fear of loss of life or serious bodily injury to myself or an innocent, which would be a family member or somebody else in the household. You cannot take a human life for a property crime. If somebody broke in your house and they're downstairs and you come downstairs with your firearm in your hand, that's fine. That's fine. But if you see somebody standing in your living room, they just look at you and you just shoot them, that's not fine. You will have to articulate that you were in serious fear of loss of life or serious bodily injury to yourself or an innocent. That's it. For a property crime, you cannot do it. Somebody steals your car. If nobody's in that car, you don't have a child or a spouse or somebody in that vehicle that you feel is going to be in danger, you can't shoot the car thief. So I know I'm going to get arguments with this. I know I have a lot of people make comments on this when it comes to these laws. I know our feelings, but laws overrule our feelings. We can't just charge because we have a feeling of this way it should be, or we've believed our whole life that's the way it should be. Just like I teach in my classes, for the older students, when they look at me and I say, "So if you shoot somebody in your front yard, what do you do?" And they say, "Well, we drag the body in the house." Do not ever tamper with evidence. Trust me, they will find out you've moved that body. All right? It doesn't matter where they shoot the person. And then I tell them, if you believe that the only place you can shoot somebody is in your house, then why do you carry a gun anywhere else? That's a really long drag from Missouri convenience store where you're on vacation to get them back to your house. No. Only if you're in fear of loss of life or serious bodily injury do you use deadly force. Now you have other means of force, from pepper spray to hands-on to whatever you need to do to protect yourself. But be prepared if you injure somebody that's stealing your computer out of your house or your car. Have a good lawyer. We had a case in the state of Idaho. I talked about this one before, where an individual had his power turned off at 2:30 in the morning. He looked over, somebody was looking through his window. Well, he exits his house. His roommate said, somebody cut our power. He exits the house with his firearm, rounds the corner of the house, holds his gun on the individual that was by his window, recognized the person as somebody who knew in the past, and the guy ran off. Well, the homeowner was arrested for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon because he pointed a gun at the individual. Now, neither here nor there. I would look at it as a police officer, and I would ask, my first question would have been, why were you at that guy's house at 2:30 in the morning? Because the individual ran, called the police. And so the police showed up and arrested him, the homeowner. No, it's the way it goes. It's the way things work sometimes in our court system. It's not perfect, but it's the best in the world. So what should he have done? Your power's turned off. Somebody's outside your window. What's your best move? What is your best home defense move? Don't inject yourself in a situation you don't need to be involved in. Lock your doors, secure your family, call police. Not in that order. Call 911 while you're locking your doors and securing your family. Get law enforcement there. Let them deal with the outside. You control the inside. Now, if the individual starts coming into your home and you have a fear of loss of life or serious bodily injury, now you can defend yourself and your family. But going outside, most of us would. Most of us go outside and find out what's going on. But we're also taking a chance of injecting ourselves in a situation we shouldn't be involved in. So sometimes it's just tough. It's tough rules. It's the way the law is. If you don't like the laws, contact your legislator. Try to get things changed. Try to get things worked around. That's the only way we can change things in this country, make things better, is by working things, being diplomatic, not forceful when it comes to physical force on a human being. I know that we have that feeling that's my right to protect my stuff, but it's stuff. You have a right to protect yourself and your family. So if you like what we talk about on this channel, like and subscribe and share this video. And if you have any comments, please make them. Let's keep it civil. Let's just have fun. Let's learn more from each other, because I have a lot to learn. I have a lot of things I need to learn, and I'm willing to listen to anybody. And let's make this a great community, and let's keep your head on a swivel and stay safe. Have a great day.